After a full day of talks, the networking dinner prepared participants for the main topic of the next day, the US market. Following Germany, the US is Switzerland's second largest export partner. Almost 10% of all exported goods are sold to the US. The huge dormant potential in the field of innovative technology, for example, could be crucial to Swiss foreign trade. One of the next day's highlights was the presentation by Martin Neville, CEO of the Swiss-American Chamber of Commerce. Having more than 25 years of experience working with US partners, Neville is convinced that people who have lost a lot of money in the US have not approached the market in the right way. I asked him what is special about doing business in America.
The US market is larger than the Japanese, the Chinese, the UK and the German market combined. So it's an enormous market, but it's also the most competitive market. This is the only market in the world where you have, depending on the business, you have the Chilean, the Koreans, the Australians, the Chinese, the Germans and the Finns, and all competing in the same place. And it is, in spite of some of the articles that we read, it is a very open market. It's also a very flexible market. You can enter and gain a client very fast, but you can also lose it very fast.
In his presentation, Neville made very clear what is needed for successful business with the US.
But I also think very interesting was the culture aspect. Who to send over, maybe some people that already were in touch with American culture, that know about American culture.
There has to be a basis of understanding of how to deal with Americans or Canadians for the matter that is faster, it has to be faster, it has to be quick, and decisions has to be made, spontaneous.
The problem with the United States is interesting for everybody because the United States, as we have heard, is number 2 for the Swiss industry. I think it's important to be here and important to see what they say and important to have exchange of opinions.
Participants came to the forum with different expectations. After 2 days of presentations, speeches, workshops and panel discussions, we asked the million-dollar question. What did participants learn?
I think by, let's say, seeing the experiences that others have done, the mistakes that others have done, they can be avoided, let's say. And I think especially important for a small company like ours, even more so because of course we have limited resources, and this means of course we cannot afford to make certain, let's say, significant mistakes.
I think it was very interesting to hear the presentation, for example, of Timmerly on real practical input on how to set up a partnership with a purchaser there, because that's some sort of information what we need. How do you approach these people? What is important and how do you go on that market?
They can learn at the forum. The most important thing is they don't know everything, because entrepreneurs sometimes tend to think they know everything. And to start understanding that doing business in America is different from doing business in Switzerland, but there is a multitude of companies, of people who have a lot of knowledge of how to do it. And so it is really that the entrepreneur builds a team between himself doing the product or the service, and people can help him approach the American market, approach the American client, and also be very successful in this market.
If you don't network and you don't have a network and you don't use your network, you have no success.
Well, there are many factors to respect, many reasons, but I think one is very important. It is focus. You must focus on the geographies, you must be very selective, you must be focused on a defined product portfolio, and you need to be patient, and you have also patient money.
As every year, the forum served as a platform to learn about new markets and find reliable business partners and matching financial products. Participants expanded their networks and exchanged ideas for successful business abroad. That was it from the Forum for Swiss Foreign Trade and Investment 2009. The next forum will take place in April 2010, and by then, many of the new contacts will have turned into new contracts.